Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. I know that you have heard of St. Vincent de Paul. Well, we're going to find out about the store, but the society as well. Joining us in the studio is Brent Jarboe. Brent is the district president for the Jasper district president for St. Vincent de Paul Society.
Correct.
Okay. And then also joining us is Gerald Vonderheide. Gerald is the store manager for the St. Vincent de Paul store that's located here in Jasper. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's start off with Brent, if you could, talk about what is the St. Vincent de Paul Society and maybe a little history of how it's located in Jasper.
St. Vincent de Paul actually started way back in the 1600s by Vincent de Paul. And one of the things that he did is he would run through all the different churches over in France, and he would actually take things to those people in need. Okay. Even back then, there were people leaving babies at the parishes, the churches, and he would take those to a house. So he befriended a couple nuns, and they would actually take care of the children and raise them. And that's how it actually got started. In the 1800s, a gentleman named Frederick Ozanam, if you notice out by our store complex, there's three buildings, all pretty well the same color, and one of them is Ozanam Hall, and that's where that name comes from. And Frederick was challenged by some classmates in college, once again in France, to show what being a Catholic really meant. So he went out and sort of took the theme of what Vincent de Paul did and really developed the whole society as a whole. Today, worldwide, we are some 13 million strong. There's a little over 4 million here in the United States. We are in the Diocese of Evansville. The Jasper District consists of 10 conferences and 13 parishes, Du Bois County and Northern Spencer County.
Okay.
And then each conference has its own area. For here in Jasper, there are 3 conferences. There is Holy Family, Precious Blood, and St. Joseph. It's broken down by boundaries. Okay. And then Gerald has actually the Ascension up in Celestine. Mm-hmm. And then we've got them in Dale, Mariah Hill, St. Henry, Ireland, St. Anthony, Schnellville, Du Bois. It's all part of our makeup here in the Jasper District.
Is it associated with any church, or just the society is associated with the diocese? The
society, and this is unbeknown to a lot of people, but the society is actually not part of the church itself.
Okay.
We're a Catholic-formed organization, Catholic-based organization, but we're not actually part of the church. We are not a ministry of any church at all.
Okay. Now, folks can become a member of the St. Vincent de Paul Society. Yes. What do they do? To become a Vincentian?
A Vincentian.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We are an all-volunteer organization, and anyone who wants to volunteer to help the needy. One of the things, I'm also vice president of the diocese, and one of the things that we do annually is meet with the bishop to just report on our activities. The same thing as conference presidents report to their pastor, just to let them know what we are doing, to keep them aware, because many times people ask the priest, what do we do and what are we doing? At least he's aware of what we're doing then.
Right.
And so one of the things that when we met with our bishop here in Evansville a couple of years ago, one of the things he told us about how challenging it is to be a Vincentian, but keep in mind that we are doing the work of God. And I took that very, very seriously. And as it so happens that Father Brenner, who's the pastor at St. Joe, told me the same thing. Remember, Brent, I know it's challenging, but you're doing the work of God. And that's what truthfully the base of Vincentian is to help the needy as God did.
Okay. And if somebody wants to be a member, they contact you?
Sure, anybody. Okay. Any Vincentian, they come to a meeting. Everything we do is in very, very strict confidence, because we're dealing with a lot of people's lives that they are in a time of need. And most people are proud enough, they don't really want to go and ask somebody to help them. So for that reason, everything is held in the strictest confidence.
Now, this society exists, and then I guess really what people think is the society is actually just one of the functions of the society, and that's the store and the other 2 buildings where you serve meals and things like that. Right. Let's talk about the meals a little bit. Is that associated with St. Vincent?
The way it's associated with St. Vincent is it's in our building. We let them use part of our building to serve their meals, which is 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday evening, and Saturday morning. Okay. Is our 3-meal program. It just so happens straight across the parking lot is the community food bank.
Okay.
And they are open the exact same hours. Okay. So people come out to get their food twice a month, they can go right across the parking lot and have a hot meal. That is served, no strings attached, just come in and grab a meal.
Okay, and this is part of the society's work, or
well,
indirectly?
Indirectly, it is. The real connection is as district president, I'm on the board for the Community Meals Program, but it's actually headed up by Mike Hagedorn, who works for St. Joe Parish.
Okay, now it's really good work that you do, and it's important work that you do. And when people see it, I think they think of just the store, which we're going to talk about, which is a big part of it, because the store is a big funding function to be able to make the other parts work. Do you also get money though from places outside the store?
Yes. Our primary funding comes from our store. Last year, they gave over $150,000 to our district to be used throughout the conferences. And then we also have, in most parishes, have a quarterly donation that they can make through their the collection box each week, and that they can fund that way. Well, it helps, but it's not our primary funding at all.
Okay. Now let's talk about the store, because really that's the one thing they think of St. Vincent de Paul, which is a society that does really good work. The store is part of that, not that the store is that, and St. Vincent exists for that reason. But let's talk about the store itself. And Gerald, you're the manager there. How long has the store been in Jasper?
The store was about 1958, shortly after the society started in Jasper. They, I think, started as one of the small buildings associated with the Schnitzelbank years ago. But it has moved a couple of times. It was in what is now Wisnom Hall for many years, and now we moved up to the building next to the highway.
Now, you rely on donations from people, and then basically you resell it. Is that
Yes.
right? And you have sometimes new items, and sometimes you have used items.
Right.
If somebody goes into the store, what are they going to find? What sort of things will they find?
They can find almost anything that's sellable, honestly. We get donations from many of the local businesses, and sometimes those are brand new items, which are very nice for us to sell. We also get donations from the general public, usually just whatever used item they don't have any use for anymore that's still in good shape and still usable. And we always ask that they bring us something that is usable, that can be sold, that somebody might get some use out of. We do have a long list of things we really don't want to accept, because we have to dispose of those things, and that costs us money, rather than allowing us to sell something and make some money for the society. So we always ask people, when you're donating, please keep that in mind, that if we can sell it or somebody can use it, that's a great donation. We'd love to have that. But if it's something that we're going to have to put in the trash and pay to get rid of, that really doesn't help our cause. So.
And we'll go through that list in a bit. So the store is open what days?
The store is open Tuesday through Saturday. Monday through Friday we're open 12 to 5, and then Saturday we're open 9 to 4. Donation box is open 24/7, so you can drop things off at any time. We have recently started closing it just for certain holidays, which are family type holidays like Thanksgiving and Easter, Christmas, that type of thing. That's the only time you would find our drop box closed.
But you have one of those stores that you can't go one time and go, well, that's what they're going to have all the time, because it changes all the time. You have, one time you'll have really nice brand new bedroom sets, and the next time it'll be cabinets, and, but you also have clothes.
Yes, and we also we not only stock in the morning, but we stock throughout the day. So you could come in at noon and see what's there, and we may have a different selection at 3 in the afternoon, because things are continuously being sold and restocked.
Now, is this a cash or check, or do you take credit cards?
We take credit cards.
You take it all. Any kind of payment you can make, you'll take. Cash is always good, but I don't know if anybody has cash anymore.
We've seen a lot more people using debit cards and credit cards. Yeah.
Is there a time of year that's busier than another?
Actually, just before Christmas here is very busy for us. We sell quite a few Christmas trees every year. The store has been almost half filled with Christmas trees and decorations and things like that here lately. So we sell approximately 690 Christmas trees a year. But we also have furniture, we have clothes, household items. So.
Do you end up getting lawnmowers and things like that, or
just,
okay? Yeah. Electronics.
Yeah. And we ask, whatever you donate, we would like it to work. Sometimes we get a lawnmower that doesn't start, and somebody might buy that. If they like to do mechanical work, they might want to buy it at a cheap price and play with it and try and get it running. But most items we like for them to work, because people won't buy them if they're not in working condition.
Okay. So. Now, if somebody wants to donate some things, you have a drop-off site, and you can bring things and unload it there. But the one key is, you don't want to be the disposal site for people. You know, you want people to bring it. And I know as time changes too that there's some things you can accept and some things you can't.
Right.
Probably years ago, if somebody would bring you electronics, that wasn't a big deal because you could just throw it away. But now you can't just throw electronics away if it's
Right.
not working. So it complicates things a bit. Please think of that when they bring it.
Yeah. And also things like chemicals and half-used paint cans. We can't simply throw that in our dumpster. We have to take that to DuBois County Solid Waste and pay them a fee to dispose of that for us. So it can get kind of expensive when they're donating items we can't use.
Is there a list posted of what not to drop off?
Yeah, there's a sign posted right next to the drop box that lists several of the items that we can't take. Unfortunately, we don't have the room to list all the items we have to pay to get rid of, or we'd have a really long sign. But the most common items that we see that we can't take, we try and put on the sign.
What are items that you'd like to see more of? What are some things that people are that you wish people would drop more off?
Good usable furniture is always something we're looking for. Appliances that work. Just household items, knickknacks, decorator items. We get a lot of that, but we can always use more of that in good shape. So.
Okay. Is it okay to call the store and say, look, I got a refrigerator that it works. What do I do with it? Do you ever do pickup?
Yeah, we do pick up
Really?
in the local area. Usually we stay in the Jasper area. What we ask for is that it's whatever we're picking up, we'll pay for the trip for two guys in our truck to go out and pick it up and bring it back to us. And that it is on ground level. We can't really have our guys trying to bring a refrigerator up and down steps, things like that. It's not worth it. If they get hurt or something, it costs us more than the item we're going to sell. So we do ask that it's in in your garage or something, that we can back up and just load it up if it's a heavy item.
And you are an employer in the area.
Yeah.
So you're putting people to work too, which is good.
Yeah, we have several part-time people working there and a very few full-time, but mostly part-time. We have a lot of people who have retired and wanted something to do a couple days a week, so they come in, they work for us 2 or 3 days a week.
Now, I've always wondered, you take all those items and you go back, is there like a big room where you spread them out and somebody goes through and says, okay, this is going to be $5, this is going to be $2. How does that work?
We do an initial sort. All the clothing goes into one building, all the non-clothing items go into another building, and they sort out what is going to be sold, what is not in good enough shape to be sold, that kind of thing. They also store items. If it's the middle of summer and you're getting a winter item, we'll store that until the appropriate time.
Sure.
But we have several employees who are down there just sorting through things. We also recycle clothing. So if we get clothes that might have a button missing or a little tear on them or something like that, we'll bale that and we'll sell it to a recycler. Or we sell it as rags. We also sell rags, $4 for a 10-pound bag of rags, which several businesses in the area take advantage of. So we try and find a use for everything we can. Sometimes we can't, unfortunately, and have to throw it away.
And the goal is to make money.
Yes.
But that money is turned right around and is used by the St. Vincent, the St. Vincent de Paul Society to do the good work that you do throughout the area. Is this store successful compared to others?
Yes.
Yes. There are, in the diocese of the 4 districts, our store is by far the most successful store that we have of the four stores we've got in the area. Actually 5, because Washington's got one in Washington and one in Lagodi. But by far the Jasper store is the most successful.
Do items sometimes, if you've got too many winter coats here, do you sometimes send them to the St. Vincent de Paul in Washington or things like that?
If we have too many winter coats, we share them with one of the other St. Vincent de Pauls that doesn't have enough, if we can. There are several items that other people are willing to take. There are some items that they have too many of also.
Right.
So we have to try and work through that. But yeah, if we have too much and they can use it, we'll gladly share it with them.
If somebody's bringing in clothes, do you ask that they wash them first?
Yeah, that would be best if they're washed. We also ask, if not to leave it out in a place where it's going to draw moisture to it or something like that, because we may have to store it a little while before we sell it. So you don't want anything that's damp or anything that might have mold with it or anything like that.
Okay, well, gentlemen, is there anything you'd like to add about the stores or the society?
Please come visit us at the store. Everybody feels that it's although we do help the needy, the store is our funding force, so please come out and shop at us. You will find there are a lot of good bargains in there that you can take advantage of for your home and your family.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think sometimes well, I'll go there at Halloween to find a costume, but I know not even the used furniture, but the new furniture that you have in there and items like that is amazing.
Yeah, we always have customers who are very surprised the first time they come into the store of what's there and the quality of it. So.
Pay a visit to the St. Vincent de Paul store located, what's the exact address?
It is actually 1320 3rd Avenue is the address of the store. But we're at the corner of Meridian Road and 3rd Avenue.
South side of Jasper. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you
for having
Please
us.
continue the good work.
Thank you.
Joining us has been Brent Jarboe. Brent is the Jasper District President for St. Vincent de Paul Society, and also joining us, Gerald Vonderheide. He's the store manager of the St. Vincent de Paul store in Jasper. Thank you for watching WJTS in.form. We're local people watching local people.